Start recording and share my screen. Okay. LeJohn blames. He really does just full hop, huh?
Just like spending the whole game doing whatever it is they. I don't even know how to make this character move in a position to hit you.
You gotta be careful with the downers. When it doesn't knock down, it's not that good. It knocks down at 35 in this matchup.
Oh, that was good. You pretty much did the exact right thing there, where you just like lasered him right before he landed. Could have been a down air. Whoops. Grabbed.
Oh, pain.
Wish you had set up for Shine Bear, Shine Up be there instead. So that was interesting because I did feel like you were trying to connect your lasers in like a pretty meaningful space, like where you could hit him after the laser. But in general, like just like everything else was like you just didn't play very well.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Say that again.
I feel like you were trying to pay attention to like getting lasers at the right spacings where you could connect an aerial or a shine afterwards. But I felt like everything else was just like you would flub a lot of movement, or like you were just kind of like he would just like full hop off of the side platform at you a lot, or just like full hop to the top plat, and then yeah, you just looked pretty lost.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, they're not like the greatest games, but like, I know that they're not like the greatest games. I mean, like, I had like just woke up and this was like the first person that I had found, and like, I would have rather like pick better looking games, but like, I haven't run into any fox that just full hops like this person does.
Yeah, and it's fine. It's like, you're like immediate game where you're playing kind of shitty is still relevant because like, that's like probably what your round one in tournament looks like.
Yeah.
Plus, you're implementing. Like, this is supposed to happen if you're focusing on connecting lasers. Like, the rest of your game is gonna be kind of dull.
Yeah.
It's hard to hear Magi.
I'm gonna get closer. She said that like this is what it looks like, whenever you're implementing new stuff, right? Like the rest of your game's gonna look really shitty.
Yeah, that's fair.
So right here, you shot him, and then he double jumped. Okay.
Yeah, it was just definitely neutral. Yeah, it's really tempting. I do this too, where like you try to hit them coming off the side platform, but you can't do that on, like at the lower percents. Like if you're hitting them when they're like if you're trying to hit the spot where they're coming off the side platform, you have to shine it, and a lot of times it's not really worth it to shine it. I would honestly, what I like doing in this matchup is full hopping to read their side platform to top platform movement. Yeah, a lot of time they're not gonna throw hitboxes out in that spot, so it's a lot safer.
So you he gets on the side platform. He gets on the side platform.
And you like put up like full hop bear in between.
Yeah,
the
you
side
like full
platform and
hop
the
dare
top
to the top
platform.
platform or something.
Huh.
That should have been a down air, by the way.
Okay, be a little more careful in that spot. Like even I need the laser, but it's dangerous playing that close whenever they're on the top platform coming off of it. Hard to explain.
Right there, I wish he had done like a shine back air or a shine up B.
Yeah, or up air. Honestly, it's the up air spot.
So right here, I would say just almost never raw back air here. Like this is the setup for, in the words of Dom, this is the setup for a kill confirm, right?
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of dealing with like full hoppy foxes, at least like at the shitter level, is that like usually the ones that like full hop camp you like this are like they full hop camp you like this because they don't have a real punish game, right? Whenever you play like kind of like run away and full hoppy like this, whenever your neutral is structured like this, usually that means that like that's usually going to make it so that it's harder for them to get like solid real punishes. So or like super strong punishes. So like because they're going for like weird like full hop like back air or nair stuff, and then like it hits and it like soft hits you, so it doesn't set you up properly for a hit for a continuation. So they can't punish game you that hard. So like
Right.
I mean, so that means like a lot of like playing against people who camp really hard is like if you just like blow them up every time you catch them, then it goes a really, really long way.
Right.
And ironically, it makes them like want to camp even more because they're just like, oh, well, every time I get hit, I die. It's just like, yeah, it's because the way you're approaching it.
I actually don't mind this back air too much. Like shine back air obviously is like fine to do instead if you're trying to catch DI away, but specifically because like that back air is supposed to catch DI away, right?
Yeah. I don't even know like what DI they have to do for Shine Bear to work or like Shine Dare to work.
Shine Bear does work on DI away, but it mainly works against DI up. But the idea is that you do shine back air so that they don't know whether to do up or away. Like if you're gonna do shine up B, then shine back air is the mix up instead, because if they hold away from the shine in anticipation of shine up B, then the back air will kill them. But sometimes when they hold away from shine back air, they just get out of it completely. So sometimes and basically there's not enough time for them to react after the shine anyway. So doing raw back air I actually think is fine, as long as you're doing shine up B in enough variations or like in enough times of it. That being said, also, you need to do more at that percent. The positioning of it, shine up B wouldn't have really killed them. So like they don't have that much incentive to like respect shine up B, or to respect DI away, because you're not going to be able to like really kill them unless you do up air in that spot. Because basically at 60 to 80-ish, like shine up B very rarely kills unless they're literally at like the top blast zone. So basically, I think that back air is fine as long as you do up airs in that spot as well. because you need to incentivize them to hold away, and if you don't incentivize them to hold away, then they're just going to always hold up, and your backers are never going to kill them. If that makes sense.
So yeah, so there's a situation where he's on side platform.
Yeah, I'm just like.
And then he full hops the top platform.
Yeah, like I like going for shines in these types of those transitions between side to top platform.
So you would say you would see this, and then you would, after this laser, you would like full hop shine.
Yeah, because they're not. It's very rare that they like will full hop down air or full hop nair onto the platform. When they start doing that, then you can like back off and not really go for it as much. But like, even honestly, when they make it to the top platform, aiming for the sides or like the runoffs of those spots is also really strong in my opinion, because they really don't want to throw hitboxes like before they run off and do the aerial, right? Like right here, like play the clip. The first thing he does when he goes off, he gets on top platform, is he runs off of it. So that's the spot where I would attack it to, is the runoffs, because it's funny because I actually don't recommend doing that against the side platform, because on the side platform they have a lot of options, whereas on the top platform they really only have runoff and full hop, and they're like full hop is like a really big, like it's mostly a disengage option, whereas on the side platform their full hops are like can be more attacking, or they can do short hops off the platform and it's more of attacking aerial, or they can like go for shield drops. So like it's reasonable for them to shield drop. They're not really going to be holding shield on the top platform, right? So like I find that in my experience at least that targeting their runoffs from the top platform is really strong compared to the side platform where it's not nearly as strong, in my opinion.
Okay.
Run up and grab. I love that shit. It's so funny. So did you mean to short hop, or did we just fuck up?
No, I don't believe I meant to short hop. I probably meant to full hop bear. If I went for a bear right there, it's most likely going to be full hop bear, because I spend a lot of my time trying to get them off the stage.
An admirable goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, one thing that I think is a little reoccurring from that, I guess we can't really rewind it.
We can go back to it.
Yeah, it's just, you have a little bit of mispositioning whenever someone's on top platform and you're like in the corner.
Can you put, skip to somewhere where somebody's on top platform?
Yeah, I'm about to.
And then like point out where I should be, depending on like what moves they do on the top platform.
Can I pull up snipping tool? I mean, I'm just drawing the bell curve. So basically, right here is the thing I was talking about, because this is the same from the top platform. This little gap in between the platforms is the threat range. This is the most they can threaten. Like technically, if they're sick, they can short hop off and hold down and get to drop to the side platform. But people don't do that. People mainly go through this little gap here. And so the maximum range that anybody can like really punish in this area is like right here. Can you see my mouse cursor?
Yeah, I can see it.
So basically where the slant is mostly like the actual safe zone, and like maybe honestly more like to where the crown is right here, this yellow thing. Yeah. And because I agree with your decision, which is to shield drop through it, but you are inside of the only zone where you can actually get hit. Technically the better spot to do this to oh my god, I'm trying to rewind but I can't. Technically what you should have done for this decision was to dash to the right and then shield drop and then drop through, and then you'd be able to be outside the range of it. But the only reason I really bring this up is because earlier as well in the VOD, I think it's broken. There's other positions too where he's on top platform and you're in the corner and you're just like kind of inside of it, like a little, just like ever so slightly inside the range of it, and like sometimes you get the laser and it's fine, but because of like how big the back air is, a lot of time it's not really worth it to try to like barely space outside of it while facing him. Unless you're really deep into the corner, basically. If you're deep into the corner, then you can like do a laser in place in that spot, and it's like kind of fine. But honestly, I'm just trying to get at I think what's better to do in this spot right here, which just actually that's perfect.
that just happened.
Yeah. Is to backwards hop instead. Because the backwards hop will avoid the hitbox a lot of the time. Or I recommend backwards hop. The only reason backwards hop isn't great sometimes is because you have to be really accurate about the timing when they're coming down, right? And sometimes that's difficult. So if you are gonna laser, I would back off a little bit more, like again, like closer to where this crown is. Or I would dash dance grab, and I would also again mostly be aiming to just be outside the range of here. I like dash dance grab specifically because I think dash dance aerial is a really precise whiff punish that Falco can't really do. Whereas dash dance grab like will catch people who are like holding shield after they land, and it's also just like a lot easier because you're just doing like you don't have to go through jump squat, right? So, or if you're sick, you can do running shine. Running shine is like also technically an option, or wave dash shine.
I was thinking about like backwards hop and then dash JC shine them after I backwards hopped out.
No, if you backwards hop, you're supposed to just land with down air.
Okay.
Yeah, like you short hop backwards and down air. You do a really late down air so that the short hop animation, or the backwards, backflip rather,
over there.
Right, and then
you start the hitbox.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, got it.
Plus down air, when you do it backwards, the hitbox like contortion of it is still pretty good to like avoid hitboxes. So like even if you do down air and like they still have their hitbox out, down air still is probably going to avoid it anyway. But yeah, this just happens to you a lot where you're super inside the zone. And honestly, this is fine to do at your percent technically, or at least for what he did, because like you can just crouch cancel shine a lot of the time if they're being lazy. But usually Fox drills in this spot, so like crouching is really bad. But if they do drill, then it's actually really easy to backwards hop over it. You went for lasers at some other parts of this game in this spot, but like it's just sketchy because like you're not going to get the laser that's really convenient because you're going to need to do an in-place laser, and you also need to be outside the range of this back air, right? So like you're going to be doing an in-place laser here, which is you can do a favored mix-up technically because you're close enough to where the laser you should be able to catch a lot of stuff. But you're also cornered, and like losing that mix-up means that you get like shined off the stage sometimes. And so like I just don't think you get that big of a reward for going for laser compared to grab, where like even if you don't get anything off of it, like you won't die for getting a grab. And you also like generally like the backwards hop, if you're right, will just win the scenario. Whereas with laser, you have to win another scenario when you're already in a bad position. So in this spot,
hop late dare.
Yeah, backwards hop late dare. So again, backwards hop late dare, or dash dance grab, or dash back wave dash back shine, or like what I would do in this spot. Or honestly, like I said earlier, in this spot too, they're going to be looking mostly to run off and do aerials, right? So their threat range is their hitboxes aren't going to be active till right. Oh my god, I fucked it up.
I understand what you mean about like where their hitboxes will be active.
Right. Like this zone is completely safe for you to shine it, and they will run off almost every time, especially on Yoshi's. I find, I don't know, like all the top platform stages. This is a really good spot to target. If you watch like my SFAT set or Pipsqueak set, I think I catch them a lot whenever they just run off the top platform because they feel very safe going for this. Because again, they're mostly looking for you to like dash back outside the range of it. They're looking for you to be greedy and approaching after the laser. So, yeah. Alternatively, if you also just want to, you can go to side platform, and that's very safe too. But I'm more recommending the proactive things. You definitely need to start holding down more after everything.
Yeah, it's it doesn't seem intuitive. Holding down after
Yeah.
things seems like, why would I want to stop moving and hold down?
Well, a lot of time you're going to be wanting to do it during lag, right? So like when you dash forward or like you whiff a move, you can just like hold down during it. And
Yeah.
I think also if you get really used to arms attacking, it kind of becomes intuitive at that point, where it's like, oh, I'm about to get hit, I need to arms attack, and then you just kind of instinctively start holding down in those spots. And yeah, but that's all I really wanted to add specifically. Okay.
Okay, let's look at this other game. So this game may be a little bit different because there's no top platform.
Right there, you only can really beat people, like reading people to go into their side platform, when they're directly below it. Because if they're full hopping and they're landing from above onto the side platform, they have a lot more options compared to like when they're directly below the platform and they just kind of need to go directly up towards it. Like right here, you can't really shine that.
He double jumped them.
He did, and he double jumped, but like regardless, like even if he landed like raw on it, it would have been like kind of still awkward.
You don't think there's anything to do with like the fact that he doesn't have a double jump anymore from here?
Well, right here, yeah. Like once you know he doesn't have a double jump, I would actually go for sharking now.
Yeah.
Like you might want
What would
to
I
shark
shark
hop.
with?
What's up?
I said, what would I shark with?
Up air, sure hop up air, or shine. I mean, going for shines, I actually would not recommend because it would often lose to drill. But going for up air here is probably what I would do if they just decide to double jump raw for some reason. Because if you're wrong about the timing, you don't get punished for missing the up air. So I would technically just very quickly adjust to up airing. But I honestly like. I think it's fine to disengage in this interaction, even though technically you're in advantage, just because like it's just kind of this is so weird for this to be happening. I would not be ready for it, so basically that all I would try to do here is up air.
Okay.
If they double jump, but that's just like such an awkward situation. We're like right here, like it's way too late to go for this shine, right? Like he's already landed here, like yeah, you are basically like aiming for him to run off the side platform specifically, but like they don't really do that. Yeah. Nice. Oh wow, Jesus! All right, noted. Oh, I like the running shine too. Oh, well, I will tell you one thing with running shines, though, is this one specifically, you want to aim the running shine to land right here, not right here. Because right here is where they're going to dash forward out of laser, right?
Right.
And when you make it all the way over here, there's just no way they're going to be here. Like, it's very rare.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be shining what they're doing after they take laser.
Right.
Like,
so, like, yeah, I would shine here, or I would shine up here, or I would overshoot laser if I'm like being really proactive, and if I'm just reading them, like, you know, if I want to read them full hopping or dashing forward, but like do it in a lot safer of a way, I would do the backward short hop right here as well, because backward short hop would beat running shine, it would beat full hops with drift forward, and it's just safe against everything else for the most part, outside of like them doing literally short hop nair, which you shouldn't have to super worry about at this percent. Because if they short hop in air, then like you can crouch cancel sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. I would nair there.
Oh, where? Everyone.
After this one, I would nair. Nair, because if they hold up, it combos into like everything else. Like you can do like nair down smash. If they hold away, then they're off stage.
Yeah, I like nair down smash.
If they hold away, and you're good at reacting to it, because like if they hold up, it'll be really obvious, and like you can confirm the down smash, and otherwise you can do nair and they hold away, and then you just immediately shoot a high laser so that you catch their instant double jump, and then you can, you know, if they double jump into it, you get a really free edge guard, and if they don't double jump into it, then you have to like react to their up B and laser, or if they side B, then try to hit it, and if they get past you, then like sometimes you can still continue the edge guard. But basically, nair is your main money right in this spot, where them holding away would send them off stage, and them holding up would lead to like forward smash or down smash.
Alright, that makes sense.
Bro. I'm fine. Nah, I was wrong. Hey, you gotta be a little careful. I had this habit for a long time. Just be aware when you do this type of approaching aerial. When you're wrong, you land here.
Fair enough.
Just so be really certain that they're holding shield in this spot, or that they're you have to be very 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 confident, because otherwise you will just lose stocks for that.
Yeah, I also have like this, or I had the habit of like naring a ton whenever I played Fox, and I feel like now that I swapped over to Falco, I'm just replacing the naring with daring, and so I'm gonna try to like stop that early on, because like watching the gameplay back, I'm seeing that it is like a lot of my approaching. Like immediately after laser, mostly.
Yeah, down air is fine to approach with, like above 40%. 50% is kind of like the money number for a lot of matchups, just because like all your moves start knocking down and like everything becomes infinitely safer as Falco.
Yeah.
But still, like you do have to just be like aware of like the risk you have when you're wrong. It's like a big part of the game. It's like you can like really minimize a lot of leaks, essentially, where it's like you're playing well, but then you have these options that like will just get you killed, like when you're like kind of wrong, and like it'll like over exaggerate how wrong you are when like you're playing, like a lot of stuff you're doing is still fine. It just seems like you have a couple things that like you clean up, and then like all of a sudden like you're just very comfortably winning a lot of these spots. This is definitely another thing that you have to be aware of, is like, I mean, technically you're supposed to be aware enough to like see the shine and be like, okay, he's forced to double jump. But when you're dealing with full hops when they're already in the air, so like this position where he was already in the air when the situation started, right? Like this, I would consider this a situation start. What I would prioritize is shooting a laser that, if they don't double jump, fucks them up. So like, your laser should be like landing like right here, right?
Wait, so I should be shooting a laser right now?
Yeah, like shooting a laser, and like, have you ever seen me draw the bell curve for full hops?
No.
Okay, let me. Can you exit full screen?
Are we opening MS Paint?
You just have to escape.
Oh, wait, I can do this.
What are you trying to do?
Snipping tool. Yeah. So basically, this is like for most full hops in the game, but especially like Fox's. He doesn't have that much drift on his full hop. So when he's in this spot, his threat range is essentially just like in this bell curve of like, if he drifts a little forward with his drill, then he'll go this way, and if he drifts a little forward backwards, then he can go this way, and then a lot of time they're going to be going straight down. So basically what I like doing is there's this little safe zone, especially when there's a platform like outside of this bell curve, right? So like this area is completely safe from full hop because he can't do anything. Like he literally cannot reach you whenever you're in this spot. It's similar to the Yoshi's thing. And you can kind of like draw it out here because of the side platform. Technically, it like negates this area a little bit, so like his threat range is more like this. But regardless, whenever you're in this spot right here, you can very safely laser, like, which color is this? This is just black, blue, whatever. You basically want to shoot a laser whenever there would be at this height of the full hop, like any of these three zones or anything in between. Like you basically plant a laser while standing over here in the red zone. You plant a laser at this height so that if they get hit by it, they are either forced to double jump or they have to land on the ground and they are in a really disadvantaged spot. So like you laser them, let's say it lands right here, and let's say they do not double jump, then you would do the situation where you short hop and late down air their landing so that like either it's safe on shield or they get hit by it, because again, like they have to fall to the ground, then land, and then there's 4 frames of lag. And during all that time is when you're going to be short hopping and approaching. And then like it ends up being a really nice situation if they don't double jump. A lot of the time though, they are going to double jump either before the laser comes out or like after they get hit by the laser. And that's why you stand in this position over here. So that if they double jump, then you basically play the scenario again, except they don't have the double jump option. So now you can shark on this under the side platform if they like decide to double jump and land over here. Or if they double jump straight up, then you just basically play this exact scenario, except without them having any options. And it is really important to just not interact at all inside this range, unless you have like the lasers already planted on them. Because it's just like so not favored for you. Like a big reason why this laser is important is because it makes it to where they can't do any aerials while they land anymore, right?
Right.
I don't know if this is being captured.
Because they'll get.
It's not.
At the same time, what?
I mean, Balin can see it, but like.
Yeah.
Just do window capture, I guess. Window capture, snipping tool.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. For the recording, just to be, I'll very quickly run through it just as review because I don't have anything more to add. But TLDR, Fox, whenever he full hops, has this bell curve of his threat range. Falco and other characters can very safely stay outside the range of it by being outside the whichever side of the bell curve he's closest on. So you can stand right here and be safe. And what I would recommend is for Falco to sit here in the red zone and shoot a laser that covers just about this height. And so basically if Fox goes straight down or goes like any of these other drifts, he should be getting hit by this laser. And you want to time it to where it covers the fast fall, I want to say. I'm trying to remember if I cover the no fast fall or the fast fall. Regardless, like you just plan a laser at the timing that you think Fox will be landing in this area. And
it'll probably work out in my favor.
Yeah, and basically the reason why you do this is because if he gets hit by the laser and he doesn't double jump, then has to go straight down. He can't throw out the drill so that you could very safely do an approaching, like you can do pressure on his landing, and he can't really do anything about it. Or he double jumps and you play the scenario again where you just like basically, and that's why you're standing over here, is because if you do see him double jumping, then you can just play the scenario in a much more favored way where like he double jumps and you can either short hop up air his landing on the side platform, or you plant another laser if he goes like straight up, or you just basically like stay safe from all of the range of either his double jump or his full hop by just being in the red zone, or not the blue zone, but being in the red zone as much as you can, because if you are at any point inside the zone, you will most likely get hit because Fox has a lot of mix-ups from this spot. In the actual video, you literally get hit because you're just inside that zone. And it's a very easy habit to try to punish the landing by being under the bell curve.
Yeah, I'll try to be more vigilant about the bell curve.
And the bell curve is for almost every matchup, and like you can think about it from side platforms too. Like Sheik, there's a really important one for Sheik where you have to imagine her running off and fairing.
I know about that one. I've seen I think Justin, either that or it was in like the Sheik Discord about like the ranges that Sheik has.
Yep, it's the same thing. Same thing. Oh, that's actually a sick example of it, because he gets hit out of the air by this laser. So look at this. You literally hit his landing just because of how much extra hit stun you technically had because he was airborne. This is kind of what it would look like. Technically, the ones that I do are like hit a little bit higher off the ground, but like still, it's this very similar thing. When he's that low to the ground, you're supposed to do that down air that you did. But like, yes, like I still recommend doing late down airs because like you would rather, especially below 20s, you need to do the late down air because even if you true combo punish the right. But if he's at literally like 32 specifically, where down air can't knock down but has a lot of hits done, then you can get away with early down air. But like that's like very specific. I would recommend doing late down air like most of the time. At higher percents, down air is still probably what I would do. Probably. If they're at really high percents, I'd recommend doing like nair or back air instead, or doing like pressure aerials. But down air is good from like all the way up to 60%. You have to be careful about that. Yeah. Honestly, I think any more information would probably be information.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I think any more information would probably be too much.
Yeah, so I think that
I feel like this is a good stopping point.
Sick.
Yeah.
This was open. Okay.
Oh,
whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get the point. A lot of versus platforms thinking about the threat range.
Yeah, and the bell curve, and
Yep.
Now I have to remember that the backflip dare.
Yeah, the backwards jump is
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank y'all.
Yep.
So
Peace.
much. Bye. Peace.